Peace, Oakland. Welcome back to Gotham Oakland, and I am your host, Seneca Scott. And if you are joining us for the first time, welcome. And if you didn't know, Oakland, California is the most corrupt city in the United States of America. That's right, I said it. And if you think that is an exaggeration, I've got a little flashback for you. Let us rewind to December 2024 when Oakland pulled off a political stunt so shady, even Washington, D.C. was like, damn, y'all are really, really bold. Boom, here is what went down. On December 5th, over 86,000 voters in a historic recall voted to recall former Mayor Shing Tao. 60%, a supermajority. This is an absolute landslide. Now, the election was certified on December 5th. Legally, she was supposed to be out. Now, California Elections Code 11382 makes it abundantly clear. Once the vote is certified, she's done. Finished. The office is supposed to be vacated. But Oakland City Council, now, they looked at the law and says, yeah, but like, what if we just didn't? And Oakland City Attorney's like, it's fine. She's going to be the mayor until we vibe check the recall. Look, y'all, the law ain't a TikTok trend. Section 11382 says she is out when the vote is certified, December 5th. Even Pam Price, the DA, recalled the same day, packed her bags and left like a champ. But Oakland, nah, we're giving Shing Tao a 12-day victory lap to mess with the city one last time. And so on December 17th, 12 full days after she was illegally removed, Shing Tao walked back into City Hall like nothing happened and cast tie-breaking votes on two major ordinances. That's right. A private citizen decided a binding policy for 450,000 residents. Now, if that sounds illegal, it's because it is. It's like someone who got kicked off of the Warriors roster a week ago and still showed up to shoot winning free throws in overtime. Now, you don't need a law degree to know that is not how democracy works. You just need a functioning moral compass, which apparently disqualifies you from Oakland City government. Let's get into it. But first, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on whatever platform you're watching us on. Now, let's talk a little bit more about what those two illegal votes actually did. Now, first, City Council passed an ordinance that changed Oakland's local and small business enterprise program by stripping out the requirement that businesses actually be from Oakland. You heard that correct. If you run a small business in Deep East Oakland or West Oakland, the city just told you to pound sand while they hand contracts to companies from Walnut Creek, from San Francisco. Second ordinance? A punch in the gut to rental housing providers, especially small housing providers. It added eviction restriction and slashed the ability to bank rent increases, specifically targeting owners who owe the city on their business license tax. So if you're already struggling to survive in this chaotic, overtaxed, dystopian hellscape, congratulations. The city just made your situation that much worse. And probably unconstitutional because both votes only passed because of Shing Tao. Without her tiebreakers, they would have failed. Now, multiple groups are preparing to sue the city because we read the law. But Shing Tao, Oakland City Attorney, nah. She stuck around for a little 12-day power tour. Why? Because the city attorney told her she could. Now, let's talk about that clown show called Oakland City Attorney's Office for a second. Now, the previous city attorney, Barbara Parker, twisted herself into a pretzel to claim that Tile really wasn't out until the city council declared it themselves. Forget the voters. Then the newly elected attorney, Ryan Richardson, attempted to back her play up by citing unrelated election codes. Like he just Googled legal sounding laws on ChatGPT or something, but the law is clear. the certification is the trigger. The law says city council is supposed to handle these formalities on or before the next regularly scheduled council meeting. I'll say that again. After the certification of the election, the city council is supposed to handle these formalities, because that's what they are, on or before the next regularly scheduled city council meeting. Not the city council and the city attorney's arbitrary declaration. What is that? And guess what? The city knew that. They had 2 regularly scheduled council meetings between the date of certification on December 5th and December 17th. They could have handled it easily, but they didn't. Why? Because they knew that they were going to need her to break those votes, because she had to break them the first time they voted. This was the second vote on these votes, as we're going to show you in a second. And so they waited until right after she took these illegal votes to declare the recall official. Xing Tao even winked at us when she did it. Progressive media cheered. And to make matters worse, they had to hunt Xing Tao down that day. She wasn't even watching the full meeting and listening to the arguments. And why should we? We just fired her. But city council's progressive union handlers wanted the vote. And so they made their puppet on city council wait until she broke the ties to declare she was no longer mayor. Yes, the same exact union that also covered up Xing Tao missing the deadline to file for a mayor by faking a timestamp and deleting video footage. That's not bureaucracy. That is intentional sabotage. And corruption rooted so deeply, we need to start the earth around City Hall. So here's your July reminder, Oakland. This isn't even old news, but it is an old wound. And these illegal ordinances are still on the books hurting taxpayers. A lawsuit is coming, and when it hits, it won't best be to challenge these 2 illegal votes that Tao took. It'll challenge the idea that your voice, my voice, your vote, and my vote, and our power as citizens can be ignored by a corrupt political machine that thinks it's above the law. The recalls weren't the end. It was only the beginning. And this story is far, far, far from over. Because in the town, potholes and bippers are not our biggest hazards. It's the people in power who believe that they're above the rules. But this is Gotham Oakland, and we've got the number. So don't forget. Peace, Oakland. I love you. Be brave. Be courageous. Get in the arena and help me hold these corrupt elected officials accountable before it's too late.
Yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here. Yo, I swear it's only up from here.